Hi, Weather Joey here with your seasonal recap for the winter of 2020-2021. This recap goes out to all you folks in the future who may be watching this, whether it's on YouTube. I've been thinking about that. I don't know how long YouTube's going to last, so I've got a record of this stuff on YouTube. If it doesn't, I do have written records here in Victoria that I will be handing on to someone in the future. So I've got 20 years of records, plus what my uncle did, all these years of records. So I got 75 years of records on file here, which I will pass on to the next person who will be keeping track of this stuff. Anyway, this is our seasonal recap. Before we get started, I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the First Peoples of this land for allowing us to live, work, and play on their beautiful traditional territories during this winter in winters past. And I'd also like to thank winter itself, the spirits and beings of this land, the critters who share this time and space with us, and all the land that supports us while we're here. Thank you so much, winter. So let's get into our recap for the season. So meteorological winter, we kind of think of as starting at the beginning of December, ending in the end of February. Right now we're in early March, so I'd like to do a recap right about now and give you a sense of what this winter was like. So early December, most of December, eventually as we progressed into early December, we saw the main track, and I'm going to do it in green here. We saw the main storm track start to kick in from the west-southwest. Now this continued throughout much of December and on into January, bringing plenty of storms, lots of rain, lots of surf for us who like to surf, but lots of rain, lots of storms, and a bit milder than average from this direction. So that storm track dominated, once December got going, it dominated throughout December and into January. The storm track occasionally switched a little bit to the southwest, but not too warm, and that meant that snow was allowed to accumulate on the south coast, especially about 3,000 feet, really build up a snowpack quickly and nicely, good for the skiers and good for spring melt-off. We'll see how that gets affected as the winter goes on. So that was the main thing, and that brought us overall a wetter and warmer than average, I would say milder than average December and January. As we progressed into January, however, where is my brush? As we progressed into January, later on in January, the dominant player kind of shifted and we had high pressure building out here. Now, this high pressure brought in a flow from the west-northwest to northwest. That cooled things down a little as January got towards the end of January. Cooled things down a little bit drier, still showery, still systems coming through, and actually that made for some really nice soft drier snow. Freezing levels dropped, snow levels dropped, so the snow came further down the hills. That continued January and into early February. Now as we got into mid-February, second week of February sort of thing, things really shifted up with a big cold pocket of air up here in northern BC and into the Arctic. And that started to flood down the coast as we got into mid-February, bringing our first cold snap of the year. Quite cool temperatures and strong outflows across the coast through mid-February. That cold snap ended in a significant snowstorm for the south coast. It was actually the third snowstorm we've seen in as many years. So we had one in 2019, 2020, and 2021 now, which means three snowstorms in 3 years is very unusual for the south coast. So we'll be watching that trend. That keeps the kids quite excited now. My nephews are expecting snow every year now, so I haven't disappointed in the last 2 years. But potentially next year I'm a little bit worried having to tell them maybe there's going to be no snow likely. But anyway, so snow 3 years in a row. That came into February. As we got later on into February, things turned a little bit more seasonal from the west-southwest, and storms started to return a bit. Now, I did want to mention about the snowpack throughout the winter. One of the reasons why the snowpack has stayed so nice throughout those December and January months is that we didn't get any major influxes of warm tropical air from Hawaii, that region here, typically called the Pineapple Express or Hawaiian Punch, whatever you want to call it. Not much as far as tropical moisture coming up, so that kept the snowpack healthy and didn't diminish it too much. Some years we do get one or two of those and it really hammers the snowpack, so that's what kept us high. As far as winter averages for temperature and precipitation, December and January milder than average, 1.5 degrees or so, maybe 2 degrees milder than average, and wetter than average. Not a ton, maybe 20% wetter than average. As we got into February, we took that average into account. February was much cooler, about 1.5 degrees cooler than average. So that brought the overall winter temperature back towards normal. We were within 1 degree of normal, so nothing too abnormal. As far as precipitation, February also drier than average, so that brought again the whole winter, December to February averages back towards normal. So we were a little bit wetter with precipitation for the whole winter, but nothing abnormal. So that sums up where we are at for winter 2021. March, just as a note, came in like a lamb. We'll see how it continues and we'll see how it leaves. And we'll come back to you with a spring forecast in the next little bit. I'll put something together, see what we can expect for spring. Anyway, I hope that helps you out in the future. We'll be thinking about you. And thanks for watching. And as always, now may this spring forecast be with you.